Start with Ken SHIGLEY, former president of the State Bar, who is running for the Georgia Court of Appeals. This is a nonpartisan race. So this is one of those where you really need to get to know your candidates, because any case that's going to go to the Georgia Supreme Court has the first stop at the Court of Appeals, and we need great judges up there. And I've had the pleasure of knowing Mr. SHIGLEY since I was in law school. And when he became president of the State Bar, I hadn't been a lawyer for even a year, and he appointed me to the Cornerstones of Freedom Committee of the State Bar. So, Mr. Ken SHIGLEY.
Thank you, Judge. Okay, my name is Ken SHIGLEY. It rhymes with Piggly Wiggly. As Jason said, I'm running for the Court of Appeals. It's a nonpartisan judicial race at the bottom of both parties' ballots. There are two candidates. The other candidate was the Democrat Party's nominee for Attorney General against Sam Owens in 2010. That wasn't me. Just to give you a shorthand thing on my credentials as a conservative, in July I was sitting at my desk minding my own business when I got a call from the U.S. Department of Transportation, Secretary Chow's office. They got my name from the Republican National Lawyers Association, wanted to know if I'd be willing to serve in the Trump administration as head of the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration. I said, well, thank you very much, but my wife just died last month. I don't want to leave my son without any other family in Atlanta. It's not a good time to go to D.C., and besides, I'm running for judge, and my wife, before she died, said, don't quit that judge race. Now, why me for judge? One, as Jason said, I was state bar president. It gives you a 30 or 40,000 foot perspective on the judicial system in Georgia. And I've continued since then on the Judicial Council Technology Committee. We worked very hard on getting e-filing, but with that goes concerns about cybersecurity, as Josh will be concerned about as Secretary of State. Now, I don't know much about cybersecurity, but I got a son-in-law who's working on a graduate degree on it, so at least I've got a free consultant. Secondly, I have been practicing law for 40 years. I started as a prosecutor. Since then, I've had a broad scope of civil experience. Third, on the court, I would take the approach of following the law, the Justice Scalia approach of textualism. What does the law actually say, and then follow it, and then try, clean up the messes in case law and leave the campground a little cleaner than you found it, like we taught my son and his fellow Boy Scouts. My biggest problem in this election is my name. It's a funny name at the bottom of the alphabet. SHIGLEY, S-H-I-G as in Georgia, L-E-Y. We've been trying to come up with a mnemonic device to tell people when they go in the ballot box to remember it. The best we've come up with is vote bigly for SHIGLEY. Thank you.
And that is a good point. The only other candidate race was the Democrat nominee for Attorney General. However, Saxby Chambliss is chairing his campaign, so I'm kind of scratching my head on that one. But we do have someone I've known as a good Republican for a number of years in this race as well.